Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Smishek's Custom Baits, Rick Smishek here. Last week I said that we would be tying jigs today. That's not going to happen. My apologies, that's just not going to happen. This is the crappy little vise that I have that I got in that fly tying kit however many years ago. You know, I'm not even sure this thing qualifies to be called a vise. It's so lame, it's so cheap. It might just be an embarrassment to real vices worldwide. But that said, I wasn't sure how to mount this someplace, and I'd have to do it inside the house because there's you can see that's just not going to work. And I don't want to cut this beam here. But I could mount it to the kitchen table or to my desk in my office, but I'm not sure how I would film that. Not yet, but I'll get that figured out, or I'll get a better vise first. Well, we'll see which one happens. But that said, so today we're gonna switch gears. The plan is still to keep working with jigs and expand into that more. But for today, I'm gonna make it color. Show you how to make it color. It's not even on the website yet. In fact, I made this color as a panfish specific color. And I'm going to be putting these baits this color baits in bags that are going to be used in a panfish tournament in Illinois sometime this spring or summer. I think that's what it's going to be. So that's exciting. I need to get 60 bags of panfish baits ready. Well, and it's not just a bag of panfish baits. It's essentially 5 bags worth of baits in one big bag. Okay, so that's retail value on that would be $20 a pop. Yeah, that's pretty exciting that all these anglers are going to be using my panfish baits. So, but we'll see how that all turns out, how it all works out. I'm also going to throw in a few, I think 4 dragonflies, 2 of each color, dragonfly specific colors, and hopefully those work out real well for the anglers. So as soon as we get as soon as I get the plastic all finished heated up, we'll get started, right? Well, you know, while I wait for the bubbles to rise out of the plastisol, here's an example of some of the stuff I've been doing. Some of these, like this one here, you can see that the paint isn't even all the way across. You know, yeah, that's not so great, is it? Here's another one. The paint job wasn't real even. Okay. Oh, here's one. Look at these. I did these last night. The color on these, I double coated them, and the color on these basically just disappeared. This with. Now there's a couple more there, but you can see those, right? So I changed the angle that I was putting the jigs into the paint with. I'm having some issues with the fluid bed that I bought. It might just be a learning curve, but it could also be that there's just not enough air pressure coming in. See, here's one where I put the white coat on first, but the second coat didn't cover very well. Oops, let me get this over here. I got to start looking at it through the back of the camera so I can see what you guys are seeing, instead of looking over the camera and putting it back off the side. Okay, that's hard to not do, but this one here, that second coat didn't quite cover. I'm thinking that maybe I'm making too heavy of a coat in white. Okay. Oh, and here, see this here? This one here, the color is disappearing on this one as well. But if I put the jig heads like these ones here, instead of taking the hemostats and doing like this, okay, you see where I'm basically straight across, okay? Instead of doing that, with these are the first ones I tried that with, I put them like this, okay? So that when I dip that down into the cup, the paint cup, I can get just the head here
instead of dipping it all the way in like this, which maybe that seems obvious to everybody else, but I'm pretty new at this. And that was obviously, by looking at these pink ones, obviously it wasn't obvious to me. Okay, but these here, I did these today. I dipped them in the paint, and then put them in the toaster oven. And these ones, you can see these ones turned out pretty good. There's a little bit of the lead bleeding through back here, so I'll have to. I probably didn't have the jig head quite hot enough there. But this one, now here's a jig head that didn't quite. Oops, there it is doing it again. Here's one that didn't quite fill out properly in the mold. But you know what? That's going to fish just fine out of my tackle box. But these guys here, all three of these guys, I'm going to tie chenille and marabou to them as soon as I get it figured out how to set up that crappy little vise and also film it at the same time. So if I get that figured out, well, I'm going to concentrate on figuring that out this week or maybe next week. I'm still working on editing pictures, but we'll get that. I have quite a few jig head with quite a few. There's about 20 of them, 25 sitting over there that are ready to go. So let me make sure this plastisol is ready, and we'll get rolling on that. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and make this color. We called it lemonade. All right, that should be in the title, so it should be kind of obvious for you guys now. All right, here we go. You know, I always forget something, don't I? This time I forgot my towel. Okay, now this here, I'm just going to put in 5 drops of this sunshine yellow. Okay, that's it. All right, let's take this knife here and stir it in. You notice that's not going to be a very opaque color at all. It's going to be pretty darn translucent. And that's by design. Okay? In this case, we want it to be kind of translucent. All right? Oh, I forgot 2 things. I forgot my measuring spoon. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to use this 015 silver holographic glitter. I really, really like the holographic glitters. Okay, now I want this to be super sparkly, so I'm going to put about a scoop and a half in here. Pardon me, I hope you didn't hear that. All right, let's get that mixed in. But you probably did hear it, didn't you? Because that microphone is right there in my throat. Oh well, my apologies. Okay, look at that. How about that, huh? Let's check the temperature real quick and make sure it's hot enough. 318. I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. Okay. That'll heat it up just a little bit. And then let's get these molds pulled closer while that happens. All right. And I'll get the camera moved. Set. All right. Here we go. We are ready. I already made sure that the O-ring was lubed. If you let it set too long, if you lube it right before you put it back when you're done for the day, you let it set too long, you come back, you're like, wow, I thought I lubed this. Well, I'm not sure exactly what it is that happens, but it's best to just lube it right before you use it. Okay, so let's go ahead and suck up some of this plastisol. I'm going to shoot all of the panfish molds. This first one is the little curltail grub. Oops. That one is the split tail grub. I kind of made a mess there. These next 3, these are the 2-inch tube baits that aren't available anymore. You know, usually I'm the guy that misses out on stuff like that, you know. But I just shot the
dragonfly, the 2.5 inch jerk baits, and right now I'm shooting the 1.75 inch frogs, little baby frogs. There we go, there's the last one. Okay, I'm not sure if that last one filled, and I'm betting it didn't because there's nothing coming out of the injector. So I'll probably have to reshoot that off camera in order to get. Okay, let's go ahead and start opening up molds and pulling baits out, okay? Let's get these guys pulled off the sprue. One thing I love about single colors is you can just remelt the sprue and make more baits with it, as opposed to the laminates, okay? There we go, let's get these up here. Again, not sure why I'm having that difficulty today. I was doing pretty good with that for a while. What do you think of those guys? It's a pretty nice looking bait, I think. Let's put that down. We'll open up the next one. I went ahead and shot that other frog mold because it did short. This wasn't enough. There we go. How about that? These guys, they all filled out real nice. This mold by Jacob's Molds, this one is a really nice mold. It's about the only way it screws up is if I screw up. Is if I make it so that like there's not a plastisol, or even on the laminates, if I don't keep the colors right, or the temperatures on the various colors right, they should be within about 5 degrees of each other. If I don't ensure that, then I don't get good laminates. But as long as I do my part, this mold is fantastic. Okay, what do you think of these guys? Huh? There's going to be 10 of this style. There's going to be 12 of this style of bait in those panfish bags for that panfish tournament. There'll be 10 of these. Not necessarily, they won't all be this color, right? This color. There'll be a variety of colors, but there'll be 10 of this style of bait. So let's go ahead and open up the next one. This one is a tube mold. And since he's taking a little while, I will finish opening up the tubes off camera. All right. All right, there we go. They all filled out nicely, right? Man, this is the third thing I forgot. All right. I need my scissors so I can cut these off the sprue. Just like so. Okay. Now I lightly oiled those splines and rods. Okay. That's a darn nice looking tube bait. Right. Just going to take the rest of these off real quick. And then, like I said, I'll open up the rest of them, the other two, off camera. Then we'll get everything laid out so you can see them all. I love these tube molds because I don't have to, when I make tube baits, I don't have to cut the tails. They're already molded in like that. Okay. Most of the tube bait molds you see online, you have to cut the tails. All right, this is definitely going to be a color that the dragonflies are going to be offered in too, not just specific colors to the dragonfly, to that mold, but because when you see the dragonflies come out of the mold, you guys will be like, wow, look at that. Well, I think they'll make a fantastic dragonfly. Let's go ahead and put these little frogs up, and I'll open up the rest of the frogs, the other two frog molds, off camera too. Guys, we probably don't need to see all three of those molds opened up. Those look pretty awesome. I bet these are going to catch a lot of fish. Quincy opened up yesterday, but
but it's not. It's still iced over, so it's not cleared, so you can go fishing. You can't even get a boat out there yet because the boat dock is. What's that? These dragonflies, pretty awesome. Oops, sorry about that. I bumped the camera. There we go. If I was a fish, I'd eat that. Well, maybe. Probably tastes like plastic. Okay, this one here is the jerkbait. There we go, look at that. And this is another one we need to snip the gates off. Okay. I have another mold full of these too. There'll be two molds worth of those, 12 of them total, going in those bags. Okay, let's go ahead and shut off the camera and finish moving these guys, finish emptying the molds, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got all the baits out of the molds, all lined up. This is the quantity, an example of the quantity of baits that's going to be in that bag of panfish baits for the tournament. Now, obviously, they're not all going to be the same color. There'll be various colors, and each bag will have a variety of colors. But this is the number of baits that will be in there. And actually, there will be 2 extra dragonflies. There's going to be 4 dragonflies total, 2 of each color that are going to be. So far, they're going to be dragonfly specific. So there you have it. All right, so there you have it. There's our video for today. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're still at 491 subscribers, 9 subscribers away from doing the drawing for the contest. So go ahead and share it. Keep sharing this stuff. I'll put the link to the video, to the subscriber contest video in the description. And until next time. Tight lines and calm waters. God bless.